Good evening, everyone. We're going to talk tonight about the fact that women are crazy. And before all you ladies stay all offended by that, we also will see that men are stupid. Why? Because we can be led around by our penis. Case in point, my third wife. She's amazingly bright, and she's beautiful. But it turns out, emotionally, she's like the backseat of a New York taxi cab. She is the kind of wife you always wanted to be honest with, though. Like she'd ask me, honey, did you take out the trash? And I'd tell her, not all of it, you know, to be honest. Before I met N, and we'll just call her N because Nicole would be too obvious, I've been single for a while, in my 40s, and pretty sick of the dating scene. I know, I let that go too far when the only reason I cleaned up my place was because my regular was on her way. And I should have stuck with that plan, too. Adopt a kid, get a nanny, and just pay for sex. So we met, fell madly in love, and moved to Oahu the day after we married, all in 3 beautiful weeks. We lived in Waianae, and here are a couple things to remember about Waianae. You know how the roaches in Long Beach are this big and they form gangs? The Waianae roaches are this big and they vote. And the peacocks, they're loud and inquisitive. But it always sounded like they were really confused, asking each other nothing but questions. What? Yeah? And no answer ever came back. Anyway, she's Native American and German mix. Gorgeous. We later found out she also has some African American in her. I just never got his name. I didn't worry. Because if my kid came out black, I'd get him a t-shirt. My firewater is Kool-Aid. She's fantasy girl insatiable in bed, too. 26. One night, we were going at it really hard. She wanted it harder, faster. I couldn't keep up. I finally got so intimidated, I lost my erection, fell to the floor, and told her, we need to call the paramedics. But not for me, just so somebody could finish her off. And she's crazy, like I said, but I'll let you be the judge. The last night my wife and I spent together, she got really upset over nothing again, and she pulled out a gun. That's not even loaded. She pulls out a second gun. I finally have the guns hidden away, and I'm sitting on the edge of the tub, just trying to keep the beast contained. And she asks me, why aren't you there for me when I need you? I'm right here, baby. No, for the last hour, you wouldn't get close, and you looked at me like you were frustrated. She was right. I did forget my white trash field manual for the appropriate facial expression when my wife is waving a loaded weapon. And I remember feeling like one of those peacocks, too. What? And no answer ever came back. Now that marriage was still better than my second. We'll call her L because Wesley doesn't work with this joke. She performs oral sex like she's approaching a microphone to speak publicly for the first time. It's not a pucker job. My beautiful new bride gets hauled away on a 5150 that very night. A 5150? That's a medical protective order that a law enforcement officer has discretion to exercise in the event somebody's crazy! And when Psycho finally gets released back into the general population, she tries to get a restraining order on the guy who called for help. Like that makes any sense. I mean, the very next day, scared out of my skull, I pack and I move. And I don't shop at Walmart. What are the chances I'm ever going to run into her again? The rest of this love story can be told in 2 parts. First, my testicles part, then my colon part. I know I'm better off without her, but I'm going to miss her. After all, she performs oral sex like she was raised in the foster care system. Oh. And I suppose I should thank her. She helped me take out the trash.